voice message system. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Yeah, I'm at your house, 24 hours after Mateo was supposed to be returned from your visit. We are on our way back to DC, and I expect him to be there by 3 o'clock. If he is not, I will have no choice but to contact the authorities. Play with me if you want.
Fran, you set the deadline for 3 o'clock, so there's no need to worry until 3:01. Just relax.
You know, I'm sure that's very easy for you to say. You know exactly where your children are, but that's clearly not the case for me.
What's your emergency?
Hello, yes, my name is Francesca Magnacavallo, and I would like to report a kidnapping. I tried calling her phone several times, but she's not answering. She's gone completely off the radar.
We'll issue an Amber Alert for Mateo. Have you had any disagreements with your mother-in-law recently? Anything that might explain why she would do something like this?
We've been disagreeing since the day we met. She was always so bitter about Steph and me, about our marriage, his money. She hated that I was the one he chose. But this is so far beyond that. She lost her son. She shouldn't be trying to take mine. My baby, he's everything I have left of Steph besides memories. And now he's just gone. I don't know where she's taken him. I'm scared. Please, I need you to find them.
I understand how terrifying this is. I know you're afraid, and I can't imagine what you're going through right now. But I want you to know this. We're not going to stop until we find him. This is our job, and we take it very seriously. We have a team, resources, and the best possible chance to bring Mateo home safely. We're going to do everything we can to bring him back home, Mrs. Magnacavallo. I actually knew your husband, Steph, very well.
I hate to say it, I hope I don't sound ridiculous, but Noah is suspicious as hell.
Okay, so that is a big accusation, Elaine. In what way do you think?
His body language and demeanor alone was giving major red flags. I mean, he was sitting there like he'd rather be anywhere else at the moment, rolling his eyes and huffing and puffing anytime Steph's name was brought up. I know they had beef, but this is not the time or the place. That right there alone tells me that his hatred for Steph is stronger than his concern for Mateo, which is scary. He slid that ring on her finger last night, so the only thing left for him to do in order to run off into the sunset and live happily ever after was get rid of her last connection to Steph. The old hag was just collateral damage. Wait, why are y'all looking like that? Oh!
Are you serious right now? You don't have to like Noah, but accusing him of doing something to my baby, a baby that he practically helped raise, is wild. You think he would be part of something like that? After everything he's done for Mateo? For me?
I don't put anything past that man. Sorry if that offends.
Look, Fran, I don't want to say she has a point, but...
But nothing. What are you even suggesting? That Noah's been playing a long con? You're my friends. And all this does is make me feel like I'm going crazy for believing in him. Elaine, I'm shocked at you. You know me better than anyone. If I thought there was any truth to this, I'd be the first one to tell you. But this is just not it. He's not the villain you think he is. Do you know how much this hurts? To feel like I have to choose between my friends and the person I love while my baby is missing.
At the end of the day, we didn't know that man from a can of paint. It was you who told us that he wasn't shit, and now you're mad at us for not being as easily forgiving as you.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I think it's time to give Fran a little space.
Oh, we didn't mean to overstep. We're just concerned, Miss Tiffany.
I know you are, dear, but sometimes the best way to show someone you care is by giving them the room they need to breathe. Fran's had a lot on her plate lately, and I think she's heard all she needs to for today. She is more than capable of making her own decisions, and right now what she needs is not more pressure. She needs peace. You've all shared your thoughts, and Fran has shared hers. Sweetheart, I'm going to make us some tea. How about you take a moment to collect yourself?
Let me go, Camille. You may fool her, but we see right through you. Don't ever think you're slick around here.
Thank you. Because tonight was going to be the night we fell out, had you not stepped in. This is not the time to air out your Noah grievances. Now we can get back to what's important, and that's Mateo.
As wicked as that woman is, grandmother to grandmother, I don't think she'd harm Mateo.
I don't think she'd harm him either. But I have no idea where he is, and that's the problem. She took him. Without a word. Without any explanation. What kind of grandmother does that? I can't sit here and wait for her to bring him back. What if she keeps him? What if she's planning to take him away from me for good? Do you know how much money Steph left her? They could be out of the country by now. I just want him back, Mom. I don't care about anything else.
Damn, so she really did go to the police, and at 3 o'clock like she said. I thought she was just bluffing.
Nah, I told you she wasn't. Fran was born into an upper-class black family. And one thing about upper-class black folks, they won't hesitate to get the authorities involved. You know I'm with you when you're right, and honestly, you haven't been right in almost a year. This is not the way. You can't kidnap her baby. That's cruel, even if it's only for a day.
He's my baby too, just as much as he is hers. Everyone seems to forget that part.
Steph, you're dead. You don't get to just come back and pretend nothing happened. Fran moved on because she thought she had to, for her sanity, for her survival.
You don't get it, do you? I don't care about her survival or happiness anymore. She made sure of that when she moved forward with Noah.
Now I get it. Be real. This is about your ego, isn't it? You really think this is gonna make things right? That kidnapping Mateo will somehow fix everything? You're not thinking this through, Steph. This is madness.
Madness? Maybe, but I have watched idly in the shadows long enough while she played house with that bastard. Enough is enough. If she wants Mateo back, she'll have to face me. She'll have to confront what she left behind. I'm not going to sit around being forgotten anymore.
You'll lose everything, Steph. I'm begging you. Don't do this. You may not see it, but she still loves the memory of you. Just remember, once you cross that line, there's no coming back.
I've already lost everything, Terrence. There's nothing left for me to lose.
I've called her like 5 times in a row and no answer. I wonder what she's doing. Don't worry, I'll get her eventually. I stand behind your plan 100%. She's been getting her way for long enough. It's high time the little princess faces the consequences.
Hey, I'm checking my phone and see I missed a call from you.
Well, that's an understatement. You've missed several calls from me.
Oh, well. I mean, sorry, I'm at the mall taking Christmas photos and had my phone on vibrate in my purse.
Oh, I'm here too, just arrived. Let's have this chat in person. I was wondering if I could have Mateo for Christmas Eve.
No can do. I want my own baby on Christmas Eve.
But I have family coming in. I know you've moved on, but don't forget there's a whole other side of him. You have your opinions about us, but they're still his family. And they are people who loved Steph. Mateo belongs to both of us.
No, he belongs to me and with me on Christmas Eve. If you want time with him, we can arrange something in the days leading up to Christmas Eve, or after Christmas. Take it or leave it.
I'll take before. That'll be perfect, actually. Don't worry, I'll bring him back on the 23rd.
Fran, baby, calm down.
Noah, it is the 23rd.
Did she say what time on the 23rd?
No, but you'd think she'd show up at a reasonable hour. It's already 8 o'clock.
Look, we're about to head to Steph's memorial fundraiser. If she brought him now, you'd just end up passing him off to a sitter for the next few hours anyway, so just use her for the free labor.
Yeah, but it's the principle of the thing. She looked me dead in the eyes last week and said, "The 23rd." When I kicked her out of my guest house, I never left Mateo with her overnight. I'd run my errands and go right back over there to pick him up. Then she started gaslighting and guilt-tripping me about what Steph would have wanted, and I fell for it. When in reality, Steph could hardly stand her. I'm so serious. Our entire relationship, I remember them being more at odds than on good terms. I'm going to leave it alone for now, because tonight is about Steph. But when the fundraiser is over, I don't care how late it is, I'm knocking on that bitch's door. Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for being here tonight to honor the memory of my beloved husband, Steph. For those of you who knew him, you know that this gala was never just a fundraiser to him. It was a reflection of his heart, his passion, and his unwavering belief that we could all make the world a little better, one step at a time. He loved this event, not because of the funds we raised or the impressive guest lists, but because it brought together people who truly cared, people who shared in his vision, who stood with him, and who believed, like he did, that through collective effort, we could change lives. This night, this gala, meant the world to him. And I know he would be so incredibly grateful to each and every one of you for your continued support, for keeping his dream alive. As hard as it is for me to stand here without him by my side, I do so because I know this is what he would want. He wanted this cause to live on far beyond his time, and so, in his honor, I will carry it forward. I miss him deeply, more than words can say. He was not just my partner in life, but the love of my life. The man who made me laugh even on the hardest days, the one who always believed in me, and the one who showed me that love is more than a feeling. It's a purpose. It's action. He was a man of incredible vision, but it was his heart that made him stand out. His compassion.
Yo, this is about to sound crazy, but I just saw your brother-in-law.
Why would that sound crazy? He's standing on stage giving a speech. I'm pretty sure everyone sees him.
I ain't referring to baby Barack. I'm talking about the dead one.
I mean, if you want to get technical and a little morbid, he's on stage too.
And that's where the crazy comes in. I saw that nigga Steph in the flesh with my own 2 eyes.
You what? Babe, if you're doing drugs harder than weed, you need to let me know now so we can get you the help you need before it's too late.
Nah, walk with me real quick.
Oh my God, babe, that's Luca. You were being so dramatic, and for what?
I ain't crazy. I know what the fuck I saw. It was Steph. Looked just like him.
And I look just like Fran. Someone literally pulled me aside tonight to thank me for the invite. That's what happens when 2 people share DNA.
Well, the fundraising portion of the night is over, and it's only, 11:15? They can have the after-party mixer. I'm just ready to go get my baby. So I'm gonna need you to explain what that look is about.
My kids are with their mother. Mateo is with your mother-in-law.
Ex-mother-in-law.
This will be the first time we've had the house to ourselves in a really long time. Let's take advantage of that tonight so we can be free to celebrate.
Free to celebrate? Free to celebrate what?
Francesca, you always deserve more. More than I could offer back then. Since the day I came back, I've been trying to find a way to make up for everything I did wrong.
For your own sanity, I advise y'all not to look down. Damn, I was hoping this was just a phase.
Maybe it's not about making up for the past. Maybe it's about showing you every day how much you mean to me, how much I need you in my life.
Oh, I knew it was coming. That man is getting ready for 2028. You know Ron can't stand his ass after all the drama a few years ago, but he's been forced by the network to interview him 5 times since Vice President Harris lost. Him being shacked up with Fran long-term is not a good look if he's trying to win over Middle America.
I'm asking you now to give me the chance to spend the rest of my life making it right. Fran, will you marry me? Will you trust me enough to let me try again to be the man you deserve?
Yeah, real cute, but I'm willing to bet my daughter's college fund that they don't make it down the aisle.
And what's so crazy to me is him doing this on Steph's night in front of Steph's urn. I hope he haunts the shit out of him. I wonder what she sees in him, but then I remember that he's a former sex addict, so the likelihood of him being a freak is extremely high.
Unfortunately, that would explain a lot.
Oh no, she's coming up here. I know none of us are feeling this, but for the sake of keeping the peace, can we at least pretend to be happy for her?
I've never played fake bitch very well, so whatever reaction she gets, she gets.
Oh my God, you deserve this so much, sister.
This is great. I am so happy for you, Fran.
I know that's right. Bridesmaids round 2 is loading.
0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
This shit stopped being funny hours ago. And it wasn't then.
Had I known what would be going on 24 hours later, I would have waited. Fran, I'm so sorry. I never meant for this. Not like this.
Sure, it's bad timing, but in the midst of everything, the missing baby, the uncertainty, it's a symbol of hope. Hope for the future. Now we just need Mateo back to complete the vision.
Honestly, I think she's just being defiant. She wanted him on Christmas Eve. You told her no, so this is her pushing your buttons and doing it anyway.
Well, I hope she had fun pulling this little stunt because never again, and I mean never. He'll have to have his license to drive himself over to visit her, and I highly doubt she'll be alive by then.
Merry Christmas, Fran.
Bitch. By the time my lawyers get through with you, you will never see the light of day again. They will have to call Luca and Stephanie to pick up your body from the prison morgue because you are going to die in there.
Calm down. You're not in any position to be making threats right now. He's fine, Fran. I promise. I have something very special planned, and you wouldn't want to miss it, would you?
What do you mean special? What kind of sick game are you playing?
Shh. You're making a lot of noise, Fran. But I need you to understand something important. I have eyes and ears everywhere. Noah posted his schedule on Twitter this morning. I assumed you weren't going due to the situation, but even if you were thinking about it, don't.
And why is that? Because you're bringing Mateo home?
Not quite, but there will be a reunion today, that's for sure. I want you to get dressed real pretty after the senator leaves, and I'm going to send a car. You'll meet me there, alone. No police, no one else. And you won't tell a soul about this conversation. Or I'll make sure your son stays with me forever.
Fine. I'll be there, alone. But you won't get away with this. I can promise you that.
We'll see about that.
Baby, are you okay? I heard faint talking upstairs, and now you're down here looking about ready to kill someone.
Yeah, I'm good. It was just Elaine. I'm still kind of pissed after that confrontation yesterday.
In all seriousness, they have reason to be apprehensive. I get it. I don't expect them to trust me overnight, but I'm not going anywhere. Not without you. Anyway, I have a few events planned for today. If you hear anything from the police, or if she shows up with Mateo, call me.
This is insane. This is absolutely insane. She's probably sitting there, smirking, thinking this is some kind of victory for her. But as much as I hate her right now, as much as I want to scream at her, to drag her by the hair if I have to, I can't lose it. I have to be calm. I have to be in control. For Mateo, for us. And once I get him back in my grasps, I'm going to make her wish she never tried this shit in the first place. Let the games begin. What is this place? Why would Mateo be here? Crying? Mateo, my baby. Guess what? I have my baby back.
You have him? How?
So apparently she moved.
Well, that's all she had to say instead of causing all this confusion.
Exactly. But you know, common sense ain't all that common these days. Nice house, though. There are pictures of me and Steph in it, which is weird seeing as she never liked us together. I'm not pocket watching or anything, but she probably blew through half of what he left her on it.
Where is it?
I don't even know. I kind of zoned out on the ride over, so I can't tell you any landmarks. Seemed like a 2-hour drive, though. Come get us.
Wait, is she there?
I'm sure because I doubt Mateo is here alone. I'm about to walk through this entire house until I find her so I can beat her ass.
Fran, you can't do that. You can't be involved in a scandal. She's a frail, 70-something-year-old grandma. It's not a good look.
Oh, please. I'm sure the average American would do the same thing, so that won't be a strike. That's what's wrong with the party now. Y'all are so focused on image and being perfect, and look what's on the other side.
We can't do what they do, Fran, and I'm not just referring to the party. You know this. Anyway, you told me to pick y'all up, but your location must be off because I can't see you in the Find My app.
Oh yeah, she mentioned something about having eyes and ears everywhere, so I turned off my location as a precaution. Hold on a second.
I thought you agreed to the terms of no communication about this exchange, and look at you, violating. Come on now, Frano.
Frano? Wait, no, it can't be. Oh my God. It was him. It was really him. My heart hammered in my chest, as if trying to remind me of the beat I'd lost a 1.5 years ago. How could it be? I had grieved, really grieved. I had moved on, somehow convinced that life was never going to give me any answers, that the universe was just too cruel to make sense of. But here he was, standing in front of me like a ghost made flesh. He was right here, alive, and somehow, I didn't care how. I didn't care about the details, the how or the why. All I cared about in that moment was that the man I thought I had lost forever was alive. And I had no idea what to do with that. A 1.5 years of crying, of wondering what went wrong, of picking up the pieces and trying to live without my other half. And now, suddenly, here he was. My body shook as 1,000 emotions clawed at my chest. Anger, confusion, relief, disbelief. But mostly, relief. Relief that I didn't have to live the rest of my life in the dark, wondering why this happened to him. I didn't know how he had survived, why he hadn't come back sooner. But in that moment, none of that mattered. He was here. For the first time in a year, I felt whole again. I didn't care about the questions. I didn't care about the anger I should have felt, or the confusion that twisted in my gut. In this moment, I only cared about Steph, my husband, alive, and back in my arms.
Hey, still waiting on that location. What's the holdup?
Maybe I'm confused, but I thought the goal of today was him bringing Fran here to drag her before asking for a divorce.
Is that not what he's doing?
No, they're in there like newlyweds in love. They'd probably be ripping each other's clothes off if Mateo wasn't in there.
Oh God, this is why I should have been there. That Jezebel has always been his weakness. This was his idea. I suggested simply having her serve divorce papers and letting her find out he's alive that way, but no, he had to have it his way. And now look.
Yeah, he's definitely not standing on business. What do we do?
I'm halfway around the world, so I can't do anything, but if you're trying to be the next Mrs. Magnacavallo, you better find a way to break this little happy reunion up.
It was not supposed to be like this, but seeing you here in front of me, holding you in my arms, kissing you, smelling you, I don't know anymore. This isn't how I imagined today going, and maybe it's better this way. Maybe the agenda I thought I had was never the answer.
I don't know what you're talking about. And from the sound of it, you don't either. What I do know is that I missed you. I missed you in a way that hurt, that tore at me every single day. I don't understand what happened. I don't understand any of this. But I know I love you. So, whatever this is, whatever you're feeling, whatever I'm feeling, we're both sitting here, together, right now. I'm assuming those designer bags and boxes are for me?
No, sorry. They're for me and right in time for our 3-month anniversary.
3-month anniversary? What? Steph, who is this woman and what is she talking about?
You're a best-selling author, Fran, so I'm sure you understand words better than most people. I'm his girlfriend. He was supposed to be telling you that among other things today.
Fran, get to the kitchen table. We need to talk. And you, get the hell upstairs. My mother loves you, which is already a red flag in my book. If you interfere in me and my wife's business again, we won't last another 3 seconds, let alone 3 months. Know your place. However, I want to thank you for snapping me out of it because I'd gotten off track with what today was supposed to be about. The flight. There was trouble. I remember that. Like it was yesterday. I knew something was wrong. The pilot did too. I had a parachute. And when it was clear we were going down, I just jumped. I got out right before the plane went down. I landed on rocks, hard, pain. It felt like everything was broken. I hit my head. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know anything. Not my name. Not where I came from, not even who I was. For days I was just there. I had nothing. The people on that island found me, took me in, took care of me. They didn't ask questions, they just cared for me. Over time, things started coming back. Flashbacks, faces. I'd see people, you, Luca, a baby bump, but I didn't know who y'all were. Not at first. But then, it started to clear up. I started to remember. And then, the breakdown. Realizing everything I had, everything I was, the Islanders' lives, were hard. And there I was. This man with wealth, power, a whole life, and yet, I felt like I didn't even deserve it anymore. I had all this money, all these resources, things most people only dream of. And I thought, how could I ever be worth all of this when they gave me everything with nothing in return? They took me in when I was nothing. They cared for me, fed me, made sure I was alive, when they didn't even know who I was. And that made me feel ashamed of who I used to be. All the wealth I had, it made me blind. I was so focused on my own world, my own empire, that I didn't see how much people like them sacrificed just to survive. I never thought twice about what others had to go through. I always took it for granted. But then, When I was with them, when I saw their lives, their struggles, I realized how small and meaningless my old world was. How could I ever be the man I was before, knowing what I know now? How could I go back to a life of excess when I've seen what real life is? But through all that, the one thing that pulled me back was the thought of you, my family, my son. I couldn't let the man I was before die completely. I needed to find my way home. For Mateo, because no matter how much I have or don't have, I'm his father. And I'll be there for him, the way those people were there for me.
Oh, Steph. It sounds like you went on a beautiful journey of discovery and self-reflection. I don't know what to say. What you went through, what you learned, I never imagined.
You actually bought it? Good. Everything I just told you was complete bullshit. But it's the story I'm going to tell the media. I even paid a small fortune to bribe people on an uncharted island just in case anyone pushes me for details on the location.
Why would you play in my face like that? Tell me what really happened.
Do you remember Najib Futtaim?
Yeah, you took me on a Middle Eastern vacation when you went over there to close a deal with him. Then it came out that he had this huge worldwide sex trafficking ring and got handed the biggest sentence ever. Didn't he hang himself a couple months ago?
Yeah, him. He got the money to start that empire from me. That was the so-called business investment.
You couldn't have known, Steph. You would have never knowingly been a part of something like that.
Of course not. I didn't know what he was planning, Fran. But that doesn't matter, does it? What matters is that my name was going to be dropped in that case report as the source. And do you know what that would have done to me? To us? To you? The way cancel culture works these days, everyone would have believed that I not only knew but participated in it. The public wouldn't have cared if I was innocent. They would have seen me as guilty by association. And you would have been dragged into it too. I knew if you knew, you'd stand by me, and I couldn't let that happen. I could see them boycotting your books and blacklisting you for sticking with your sex trafficking funding husband. I panicked. The report was due to drop, and I faked my death hoping the CIA would redact my name out of respect to you and my legacy. It worked.
You could have told me. You could have trusted me. We could have figured something out together. Instead, you left me here, alone for over a year, in the dark. Even if you wanted to go forward with faking your death, you could have told me that as well.
You can't keep a secret, Fran. You're too good, too honest. And everyone around you, your family, your friends, they're overbearing. They would have wanted answers, and I couldn't let them get to you. I couldn't let anyone pull you down with me. I had to protect you. It was only supposed to be a few months. I was supposed to return in February.
February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. What happened? Why did it take you this long to come home?
That's a cute little ring on your finger. I'm surprised I was able to notice it at all. I guess he's as cheap as he is pathetic.
I know it looks bad, but I can explain.
Explain? Explain what? That you're a goddamn fool? That man tried to make your life hell. He dated you while he was married, for Christ's sake. He's a sex addict, a liar, a cheat. He called you a Negro bedwench and the white man's whore after you got with me. He tried to blackmail you with your old nudes and that godforsaken sex tape. He tried to fuck Elaine and he called Harper fat. Plus his ex-wife exposed him on live television at the debate so the whole world knows how he gets down.
Well, since we're bringing up dirty laundry, what about your white-collar crime empire? And it's been implied that you've had people killed.
None of that affects you. As a matter of fact, it benefits you. Look how good I have you living off that crime money. You think you'd be flying around in private jets if it weren't for me? You think you'd be driving the vehicles you drive, wearing the clothes you wear, doing the things you do if it weren't for me? And I don't want to hear anything about your little books, because most of your so-called fans are only there because they want to live vicariously through a billionaire's wife. You better be glad you moved in with him when you did, because had you continued bringing him into the house that my money paid for, I would have had it burned to the ground.
I have never seen this side of you. I was lonely.
And you never would have seen it had you not betrayed me. Most lonely people get dogs, not fuck one. It took me months to get the image of you two rolling around in that bed out of my mind. I couldn't even close my eyes without seeing you with him. And every time I tried to make sense of it, every time I tried to think of you as the woman I loved, I was hit with the reality, you chose him. Yeah, I saw it. February 14th. I dropped damn near $1 million for that setup, just for another man to reap the rewards. Now here you are, wearing his ring. You gave him everything. You gave him the life we built, the love we shared, everything.
So how do we move forward?
We don't. After I return at the beginning of the year, I'm filing for divorce.
So let me get this straight. You fake your death, leaving me to be a single mother of a newborn while battling postpartum depression over you. And now you're whining about feeling betrayed? You are fucking ridiculous. Talking about I gave Noah everything. No, you did. You left me with nothing but a broken heart, a baby to care for, and an unbearable amount of grief. And you claim you did this to protect me. Protect me? By abandoning me? You call that protection? You left me to navigate the darkest moments of my life alone. I had to find solace somewhere, and yes, I moved on. You left me no choice. You erased yourself the moment you decided to fake your death. I was left to pick up the pieces, Steph. I had to find a way to survive. And that meant finding someone who was actually there for me. Bringing up Noah's past when nothing he did compares to what you're doing right now. I suffered and struggled every day with your death, and then to find out you were alive and living a whole other life with whoever that bitch is upstairs. Please. You're not the same man I married, and I refuse to hold on to a ghost of what once was. That man is dead, and so is everything we had. You want a divorce? Fine, let's make it happen. Tell your driver to take us home now.
Lord, let me go apologize to my man. I accused him of drugs and everything else, and he was right the whole time.
Yep, that was really Steph in the flesh.
Wow, so maybe Noah isn't the villain after all.
There's no limit on bad guys in a story, Camille. Before you start your apology tour.
Elaine, now is not the time.
I'm confused, so he was just sitting back being a deadbeat for 1.5 years?
Apparently, he'd have Mateo on the weekends when I dropped him off at his mother's, so standard co-parenting. I guess. But anyway, I heard a car door, so Noah is home, and now I have to explain all of this shit to him. Wish me luck.
Fran, where the hell have you been? I went down to the police station and filed a report and everything because I was scared something happened while you were there.
Actually, Noah, something did happen. You're going to want to sit down for this.
Imagine marrying a billionaire and looking like a swamp princess in your wedding photos. My eventual wedding is going to absolutely shit on hers. I might even send her an invite just to be petty. On another note, after today, maybe he'll finally take down all these shrine-like photos of her.